Hey everyone, it's Bernie and welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for joining me today. In this video, I will be showing you the square pattern I used for my mini squared cardigan. I will list all the materials and tools used in the description box below. I'll be listing everything for my XXXL size, and then I'll be explaining how you can size it down if you need to. So please do check out the description box below. Before we start, let me just first apologize in advance for the very noisy background. It's completely beyond my control because the weather is just too poor for the roof guy to get up there and repair what needs to be repaired. The roof guy, of course, is my husband. So while he's lazing around watching television, I'll be doing this. I'm sorry for the noise. We will try to get through it quickly. So that you can get to making your own cardigan. So this is what the construction is going to look like. The back panel, the two front panels. Take a screenshot of this so that you know how to assemble when we are done with the video, and then come back, check out the description box for the materials and tools that you'll be needing, and then let's get started. Okay, so with your yarn and your hook, simply make a magic circle. And as always, I'm going to just be making a small sample. I'm going to be making two small sample squares so that I can show you how I joined the squares. Maybe I'll make three just to show you corners and stuff as well. So it's my very favorite type of granny square at the moment. We've got our chain. I'm going to make a single crochet as always and then stack another one on top. You are free to do a chain 2 or 3 if that gives you the height you need for your first double crochet. I'm now going to be placing 2 more double crochet into the magic ring for a total of 3. I'll chain 1, 3 more double crochet. It's the start of a basic granny square. Chain 1, 3 more double crochet, chain 1, and the last 3 double crochet. Now I don't chain 1 and join with a slip stitch. I join with a single crochet so that I can start again in the center of that corner space. So find the top of your V or your second or third chain, whichever method you started with, and complete a single crochet so that you're right there in the center of the corner. I'm going to head right back in and do a single crochet, and again start with my stack single for my first double crochet. I'm going to add a second double crochet, only 2 in the corner, yarn over, and in between the first 2 posts, not in the top of the stitch but between the stitches, place your first double crochet. Between the next 2 posts, place your next double crochet, and into that corner chain space place 2 double crochet. You will then chain 1 and place 2 more double crochet into the same space. In between the 2 posts of the next 2 double crochet, make 1 double crochet. Between the post of the next 2, 1 double crochet, and into the corner 2 double crochet, separated by chain 1 and then 2 more double crochet. So repeat this all around, and we will meet at our last corner where we will not join with the chain stitch, but again we will join with a single crochet. We are now at the last corner. We will place our 2 double crochet, and then we're going to join with a single, with a single crochet. All right, I've just got to go check what's happening at the front door. Give me a moment. Please pause the video. I'll be back in a second to continue. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm back. It was just a delivery that I wasn't expecting, but husband is dealing with it. So let's continue. So we joined with a single crochet, and I'm simply going to head back in for a single crochet, stack another one on top, and do my first double, place another double crochet, and again between every 2 posts you'll be placing a double crochet. Every corner will get 2 double crochet, a chain 1, and 2 double crochet. So let me do this row with you, and then you'll be on your own to make your squares as big as you need. My squares for my XXXL size measured 10 inches exactly, which is roughly 25 centimeters, if that gives you an idea for your size. So 3 squares across gave me a measurement of 30 inches, which is slightly larger than what I needed, but I was okay with that because the math was simple. And that is all you really need to do. You will measure the widest part of your body, and for me that is always just off my shoulder to the middle of my, sort of midway between my elbow and shoulder. That is where I am the widest. Now I don't know if you're the widest at the bottom section, on top like me. I think I am an apple shape. I don't really care for shapes. But I'm roughly very proportionately built, I guess one would say. And so I just always measure between my elbow and my shoulder, and that size seems to work for my body. We are not all built the same, so I do understand. So what you want is to measure the widest part of your body, then take that measurement and see if you can divide it by 3. If you cannot, add maybe 1 or 2, or subtract maybe 1 or 2, because you can always add extra rows later, and I'll show you where. If it's a little bit too snug, and if it's a little bit oversized, that is fine. The cardigan is very forgiving. I actually like that mine is slightly oversized. I do not mind. And then yeah, go ahead, do that, get your measurements, see that they subtract equally, not subtract, divide equally, and also not equally, divide into 3 equally. And so that is what you will need. I'm sorry, I seem like I'm rambling because I haven't done this in a while. And also, someone had asked me the other day, why am I always umming and ahhing? And I figured it out. English is not my first language, and so I'm always translating my Afrikaans native tongue into English. And where I get lost is trying to find the correct word or phrase for what I need to say. I apologize. You guys will have to bear with me. Everything has been, I've been out of sorts. I've not been on top of my game. And so I do apologize for all of that. I'm sorry that this video is now turning into a bit of a ramble and a rant, but let's get back to what we are doing. Let me finish up with this square very quickly. Don't forget to go take your measurements, or you should have them before you actually start, so that you know how large you want your squares to be. Yeah, and then go from there. I'm joining with a single crochet, and I'm going to make I think 2 or 3 more squares of the same size, so that I can show you how to join up with a different colored yarn, so that you can see what I did for my cardigan. Okay, so I've gone ahead and made 3 same size squares and then 2 little squares. They represent the squares that you'll need to go down the front panel, because remember my back panel measures 30, and so each front panel would have to measure 15 inches. And the way I did that was make my large 10-inch square and then 2 smaller 5-inch squares, and that gave me my 15. Don't forget we're adding sleeves as well, and the sleeves for me are over 3/4 size, and that's ample. You can go ahead and add a cuff if you like to go down to the wrist. I really just like a midway sleeve, so I was happy with that. I ended up making 10 of the gray squares and then 9 of the large black squares, then 8 of the smaller black squares and 4 of the little gray squares. Now each skein of my yarn gave me 3 squares of the large ones, and the little ones, I think maybe they took 1 ball each, and there would have been a leftover, of course. So let's quickly weave away these tail ends. Oh, I apologize, there's going to be so many and they are usually I don't work like this. I usually work them away with my work, but some might find it bulky. Sorry, I'm just making a knot. Some might find that a bit too bulky, so I don't want to share that. It's not the correct way of crocheting. Now, I'm not the crochet police, but let's try to do things in a proper manner. I'm simply working around that initial square that we made. I'm going to do that in the opposite direction, just going under the stitches. Oh, and I'm loving these new needles that I got in from Shein. Is it Shein or Shane? I don't know, but they are brilliant for weaving away your tail ends. I love them so much. Let's do this one on top, and then you'll do the same, of course, for all of your squares, working in the back of your work, simply working under a couple of stitches back and forth. I normally do that 2 or 3 times, but for the purpose of this video I'm just going to go back and forth once and twice. Okay, so you want to do that for all your squares. I'm not going to do that for this because the crocheting together will take care of all of that, so I'm just going to ignore them for now and just show you with a contrasting color how I joined. So I did it with crochet, single crochet and chain 1, and that is all I did. No fancy anything, no sewing of anything. You basically want to just pack out your squares as per the screenshot you took in the beginning, lay them out, and then simply start joining in rows of 3 or right across for the first 5 of your back panel. Remember, that's the back, so the way you'll lay them out in that manner, right side facing you is perfectly fine, because the way you'll join will be with the 2 wrong sides together and the right sides on the outside. So lay your work out, then simply decide if you're going to join across that way first, then do that for all of your rows. Join them in that way, horizontally, and then go down vertically. It's completely up to you. Do the same for your 2 front panels and sleeves, and then you'll join up the sides in the same way. So I'm going to find just 2 squares. They will of course match because they're the same size, and in any which corner simply join there with a single crochet, then chain 1 into the top of the very first, double crochet on either side, single crochet, chain 1 in the next stitch, and on the opposite square single crochet and chain 1, and that, I can't make it any simpler than that. You'll simply join all of your squares in this manner, and maybe this doesn't show the contrast very well, but that is what it looks like. Why is it so blurry over here? That is what the work looks like. I'll show you on the black and the gray, it might show up better. Sorry, my cardigan is huge. So this is on the black and the gray, and it does look better. Simple single crochet, chain 1 for all of them, and then just join in whichever fashion you like. You can do it square by square, you can do it all in a row. The stitch sequence is also again very forgiving. It works either way, upside down, left to right, it does not matter which way you join, as long as it's a single crochet and a chain 1. Each and every stitch will be joined in that manner. When you reach a corner, which is where I'm heading to, and you have another square to join, say for instance the square that goes there, I simply go through this corner, grab that corner and do a slip stitch. Then I do a chain 1, and let's assume that there was another square here. I would simply continue with my single crochet and my chain 1 stitches. That is the stitch sequence. So I'm going to in fact be joining the little two so that you can see what they look like on your front panel. So 2 of those. So into this corner now, also grabbing that corner, another slip stitch, chain 1, and into the top of the double crochet and the one corresponding, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet and chain 1. I've reached that corner. I'm simply going to grab it and do a single crochet and chain 1, join up my next tiny square into that corner space and into the top of the double crochet on the other side, and continue. Oh, I didn't exactly explain that I think I did, I don't remember, but your smaller squares would of course be the half measurement of your larger squares. So if you made an initial granny square of 8 inches, then your smaller square is going to be 4 inches. Now it may be off by a stitch or 2, and that is fine. Like I am here, I've run out of stitches. Just work back into that corner so that you can finish with that corner for a single crochet. Like I said, because it's granny squares, the whole garment is joined in the same fashion, and it is very, very forgiving. You really can't tell the difference as to where you may have skipped a stitch or did a double up on stitches. It really doesn't show. I've done that very many times. And then of course at the end of joining your whole cardigan together, I like to finish off with my double crochet ribbing, and so I simply started with a row of double crochet around each sleeve, and then I did alternate front post and back post stitches. I only stopped with 2 rows because I ran out of the red. My skein of red yarn did my whole cardigan, the joining, the ribbing for the sleeves, as well as the entire body of the cardigan, and then I simply ran out of yarn. I would have loved to add a 3rd row, but the 2 rows are not too bad. So that's all I did. I first joined with a row of double crochet, and then went back for the second row and did alternate front post and double crochets. And that is it. um I hope that you found the directions clear enough. If not, leave me a comment if you need me to be more detailed. I will try to film with more smaller squares so that we can do an entire cardigan. I don't have the time currently, simply because the roof needs fixing. I have to go out for interviews on Monday. It is just crazy at the moment. But I thank you for spending the day with me. And I hope you get the gist of everything. I'm sure you can do this. It's a very, very easy construction. I hope your measurements work out for you. If not, pop me an email. I will leave my link in the description box below. We can chat via Facebook Messenger. I'll give you those details as well. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoy making your own version of your cardigan, and I would love to see pictures of it. I am in the, what is it, plus size crocheting groups on Facebook. So please post your pictures. I would love to see what you guys come up with. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye bye.